Open the show with a yawn. Goodness gracious. Ah, man. Yesterday's fair was amazing. The people who were here, I love everybody who was here. I had the best conversations, saw some really great people that I love. I just love you guys. All right, well, welcome to ClairEssence on Sunday night. I've been busy today getting ready for April. April, May, June, July. We're into July, and as far as our scheduling for April, we have a few things that are coming up for the 12th. So a week from this Saturday, we'll be doing We Can Be Your Lucky Charms, and that's going to be a magical experience with me, Dawn, and Lanisha. We're going to help you get into alignment for what it is that you're asking about. Like, how come I haven't had this in my life yet? What about this? I would like this experience. Excuse me. And we're going to bring you into that. Okay, let's see what else. I have like a whole schedule here because I went ahead and printed it for yesterday. Lanisha is doing a Reiki sound bath also that morning over in Tri-City Park. Okay, let's see. What is moving? Okay, so Tuesday we'll add another 5:30 meditation. Meditation is moving from 5 to 5:30. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that up there. And we have the retreat later in the month. Next Sunday, I'll be doing Q&As. There's 3 different times or 4 different times. It's a Zoom meeting. You can ask me any questions you would like about the retreat, what our plans are, how we're traveling, what we plan to do, who's going to be in charge, what can you really expect. And so I have those planned for this coming Sunday, a week from today. And so that should be pretty good. You can hop on those. I'm going to take the, what's it called? Passcode off it. That's retreat. So like if it doesn't come off, it'll be retreat. I'll go ahead and I'll post that. And then we'll just talk. But I'm really happy about that. There's something else that I'm offering. Can't believe I've been talking and yawning. All right. I must be adjusting. That's usually what the indicator is for me. All right. When I'm yawning, I'm adjusting. And that means maybe our field that we're in training right now that we're bringing together, right? Maybe we're all adjusting a little bit. I might be tired. That would make a lot of sense. And that's okay. All right. So coming up this week, Wednesday, we have our self-care happy hour, which is really booming from 4 to 7. That's going to be great. We have Lanisha, who has her class, the Element Experience, directly after it. Right now, she's doing Earth for this month coming up. Oh, no, she just finished Earth. So this next month will be Air. Yes. And so this will complete her Element Experience. And then in May, she'll teach on Thursdays, and that'll be 3. I think she's going to start the third week in May. And that will be mudras for May. And then in June, she and I will teach together. Her mostly, my expertise. Tarot and archetype. So we'll definitely be learning how to do readings for sure. But we're also going to learn about the hero's journey, Carl Jung, and how he looked at that story, right? How you build from this and then you move through spiritual principles. And so we'll give homework in that particular class. We think the class will probably run about 3 months. And then we might move into another part of the tarot. We do know that the archetypes, the characters that play in the tarot are the trump cards. Yet we want to show you the spiritual aspects of the archetypes in the major arcana. All right. So I'm really excited for that class. I'm excited for all these classes. I'm interested in mudras. I do mudras myself for certain things. I do light language. Light language is something that really channels through me and feels very authentic. So I've decided that I'm going to add that on Friday. It hasn't been listed yet because I haven't decided what graphic I want. That's why. And what it is I'll do it like the first Friday of every month, and it'll be 45, and it'll be an energy transmission of light language, and there'll be engagement to where we will all provide it, okay, at one point, to where all of us will channel it and bring it about, to where we will feel it, we will be connected in that way, and it will be a beautiful experience. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to feed into my mentorship program that I'm developing, and I'll introduce later this week. And that's enough about business. I love business. I'm a great salesman. But I feel everybody coming through right now and wanting to get a little bit fun, right? It feels like they want to have a little bit of fun. So what I'm sensing from the universe, like the planets are coming in, I'm watching them as they're lining up. And Pluto came in first, very masculine, deep movement of water, sort of interesting. Because for me, that's like, I don't know how Western astrology is and how they teach it with the yin and yang, right? That would be more feminine by design. Yet a person who does mystery schools told me one day when I said, oh yes, the planet's divine feminine. And they said, and therefore masculine as well. And I was like, oh, duality. So, oh yes, we are definitely shifting some energy right now. I just fell into like a chasm and it shifted us. So here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to allow the shift. I just want you to take a deep breath in and let go. There you go. Continue breathing. What I'm seeing is in the future, there will be many opportunities to allow yourself to show up the way that you would like. And maybe in these few weeks that we're in these transits of Venus and Mercury and all of the planets, but those especially, right? And Neptune, we are really learning what flow is, like what it is, like how you feel really does matter, and it is factual. When you can accept it's factual, that's when you can use that energy and really tap into it. So if you think of yourself as water, introduce yourself to water and how you would like to flow water, right? So you would center in your body, and that would probably be your heart chakra, okay? And you would pull your information into you, right? Your energy. You just keep thinking, no one belongs in my field but me. Only me, just me. Me, divine source energy, as Lucinda. And kind of let it wash over you, right? Let it go past your knees, all the way down to your feet, filling you up until you're beaming light, so you can feel that expression of light, right? There you go. And let it drop into the earth and feed the earth that beautiful, divine, loving light, right? Perfect, perfect. Okay, great. And now extend your string up through the light and say, connect. There you go. Great. So for this particular experience tonight, They just told me that what I need to do is pull the cards out and do a spread and a reading for the week. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, well, it starts with a work card. This work card is about not giving up. Okay. So the not giving up looks like that. It's a 7 of Wands, right? So that just means that's how we're gelling at it. Okay. You'll be noticing some changes in how I dip into the energy around everyone. The reason is because we need to amplify a more positive vibration in order to bring that about. So, like, quit jumping down and helping people so much. Bring them to where you're at, rather, or not where you were. Okay. So 3 cards, I said. Ooh, okay. It's very situational. And I am getting a lot of, so the main players are going to be Neptune, Pluto, Aries, and then Aries, the house of Aries, and the house of Pisces, and the house of Aquarius. So you have air, water, and fire. Okay. And Venus is retrograde. Mercury is retrograde only for a little bit more. And then they are soon to, if they haven't already, move from goodness, my ephemeris. They're soon to move from, let's see, today is the 30th. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So Venus has been in Pisces for 2 days, right? And Mercury is going to be there April 1st. April 1st. April 31st. I mean, March 31st, April 1st. Okay? That's a lot of water. We're in a lot of water right now. So a lot of emotion. That emotion is your drive. It's your frequency. It's your vibe. It's what you're producing your life with. It's the gasoline for your engine. Okay? All right. So I'm looking to see when Neptune, because Neptune goes into Aries. This is why it's so spectacular. So spectacular. Okay. Neptune is in Pisces, and today at 29 degrees, which is, stationed. And then tomorrow goes 0 degrees Aries. So talking to Venus, let me tell you something about Venus, all right? Venus is amazing. She was the very first planetary body, the first celestial body to visit with Pluto in Aquarius, the very first one. Okay? That is like mind-boggling because she rules air and earth. So having the divine feminine come in, and now we have the retrograde of Mercury, making sure that what we're speaking makes sense and what we really want is what we really want. Okay? So this reading is situational for all of us. It is don't give up, all right? And I would say that we are in duality. That's what a lot of this is, but it's situational. Situational duality is that the divine masculine and feminine are present in all that we do. We're coming together. We're safely secured to earth and on the right path, but we're not facing in the same direction. We are in exchange, so reciprocity does exist. It doesn't look as though it doesn't look as though it is reciprocity. If you look closely at the card depicts only one hand, right? One hand reaching and not actually giving, right? Right? And it feels as though the male energy, masculine energy is more assertive, right? But that also gives you definition of the masculine, feminine. All right. Both cups are even, full, topped, and they are at the very bottom of the healing caudicus. All right. Okay. All right. I think this is a great card. So this explains duality for us right now. So we're in duality and it's emotion. Who'd have thought the age of Aquarius would be ABC? I love you. Who'd have thought that the age of Aquarius was going to go ahead and put us in our cups? Because that's exactly where we're at. So Pluto, right? And it's only at the number 2. Guess what degree Pluto's at? You got it. 5. No. I feel a little crazy when I did that, but that's good. Oh, 3. Pluto's at 3 degrees Aquarius. All right. That seems rather fast, right? It's supposed to be like a 19-year transit. What could possibly happen? Retrograde again, motherfucker. All right. So nothing but blue skies. There's houses in the background. So definitely about building something up higher. So coming from a good place. They're wearing wreaths on their head. So celebratory. And she's activated. She has red shoes on, which is really cool. Very pure. She's very thoughtful. She's probably the teacher in this because he looks like he's the one who's going on the journey. And I would say, yeah, that this is heavy duality. They both have pure hearts. One is more adventurous. The one dressed as such with the boots is probably on their way for a travel sort of deal here. And this one is stationary. They're in exchange to a certain degree. He's initiating, so male energy. We're going to feel assertive energy around us. We're going to feel action energy around us. The reason that we're in hesitation a lot right now is mostly because we are listening to our ancestors, guides, guardian angels, however you want to say that. And we are learning from previous experiences, right? That our duality has to be in reciprocity. All right? And in a nicer way for us so that we feel held and loved. Held and loved. In that aspect, we're definitely headed in the right direction, okay? This beautiful 8 is one of my favorite 8s, okay? My favorite 8 in the deck, the 8 of Wands. And it shows that whatever you are aiming for, it's in the right direction. Now, look, this is beautiful, right? See, so here's the tie-in. There is water, and there is the hill over here, right? So is that a newness, a new place, a new beginning, possibly? But it's also that same sort of vibe, right? Eights are about what comes around goes around. And since we read the first card that way, we went ahead and we saw the duality of it. The duality of it is going to give us our nature and choice. In that nature and choice, we're going to be able to focus into the energy that we're willing to experience. That's why it's so important right now to really be mindful of what you're feeling, because your feelings are telling you something. They're telling you something that's very important. To listen, to shut the fuck up and listen. That's what's happening. All right. Anyway, so some of us, right, have been feeling conspiracy theory stuff, right? Things where, we know something's going on, but not really sure about how that looks. And there definitely is. I would say in this week alone, we will have situations that will be uncovered that will surprise us. A lot of conflict that people had over decisions that they made last year are going to rise up and they will determine that maybe this isn't the way that they would like to go. They're seeing the deceit that wasn't in the books for them, and they're learning what they need to do to be able to pull themselves out of that. But it's thoughtful energy, so keep that in mind. It may not be actionable yet, so there's deceit afoot if you go out there, right? You want to be mindful. So here's how you can trust somebody. If they have feelings, then you can trust them more, because they're not only here, they're here as well. That means they're invested. When they're invested, that means you have a better than even chance, better than a 50, right? You have a 51% chance that you're going to have a good outcome of some sort with that individual if they can get in their body. When you're in your body, you're going to respond differently than you respond in certain circumstances if you're not. Okay. And it's important that we do this. So this is another 7. Sevens are about, or it is a 7, sorry. And it is about not giving up. And it's a 7 of swords. So these are all situational. And because they're situational, it allows us to, I would say, change, right? So these are warning, concern, like, hey, this is what's up, be mindful cards. Okay. So that means there's probably some deceit that's going to be uncovered this next week that'll rock your world, but it's only situational. That means that it needed to be revealed so that you can move the fuck on and get where you want it. All right. Very, very important. This week in particular, your thoughts, all right, need to be connected to what Venus represents. All right. Your thoughts need to be connected to what Venus represents. That would be air and earth. Then you'll be in alignment to take those proper actions to get you out of harm's way and into safety, but also aiming in the right direction. And it's situational. So this has like such good value. All right. And that will allow you to mitigate things that would have been difficult, because you will be in awareness. When you're in awareness and you know that a situation is probably going to pop up, it won't surprise you as much. You'll be able to respond the way that you would like to and make those discerning decisions in that moment, rather than blasting off and then making decisions and they're not really going to be the decisions that you want. So give yourself a buffer. I would say meditation is going to be really high this week. Meditation is going to be key. The best thing that you could possibly do in order to meditate is just sit quietly and count to 10 breaths, and relax each time a little bit more. Okay. And then wait at the 10th breath, keep breathing. Don't think about another number or anything. Just sit there until a thought comes, then open your eyes, move on. That's what we should do this week. A lot of that. Okay. All right. Well, that was a pretty good reading for the week. I like that. What else is coming through is that you really do need to, everyone needs to, these words Lucinda has difficulty with. I would rather it be suggestive. That's because I want it to be open. They can give you words that are structured, yet there we go. They can give you words that are structured. However, those structures are not the houses you're moving into. They're merely building materials for where you all live. Okay? That's it. So the idea is to pick up bits and pieces that make sense to you, shore up whatever it is you already know. Be truthful and knowing of yourself in yourself, right? And that will make it a lot easier. The energy, the information, the spirit, the quantum, life force energy, animation of life, whatever you want to call that source energy, right? That runs through all of us and connects us. Okay? You are in command of what you want to be in command of. So what do you want to be in command of? It isn't being the boss of anything. It's being in the flow of the energy of what you want to be in control of. And do you want to be in control of yourself so that you can pick and choose, have real choice, and know that what you pick and choose is awesome, right? And you accept it for what it is because it's an awesome choice and you made it? Then you need to start doing energetic practices of some kind. Grounding in the morning, clearing at night, clearing yourself a couple of times during the day, creating for yourself a belief system that allows you to really operate as you. Okay? We have a lot of classes you're more than welcome to come to. We have a lot of events that you're more than welcome to come to. This particular ClairEssence, I had a reading yesterday at the fair by Dust of Soul, and she told me that she saw a dragon around me, a gold and white dragon. And I don't do dragon magic. I've known that I have a dragon. It's been sighted before, and I do believe that I've spoken with them before. She said it was male energy. I concur. I believe that that's the same dragon, which is very interesting. And when she spoke to me, she talked to me about ClairEssence. And she didn't use that word, but she was talking about a modality that I have been given. And I would know what she was talking about. And I sure did. And that was the modality. And I never thought that I was going to actually teach that modality. I thought I might at some times, but recently it hasn't been like that. It's kind of like I'm not going to be able to teach it because it's such an extensive body of work and it's inherent. So it's something I was born with. And that makes it sometimes even more interesting for me to sort out. And through the mentorship program, I decided I would go ahead and do that. And it is this source energy of unconditionality to where no matter who you are, you can find acceptance and love in that vibration. It's very interesting. I found that vibration heals a lot of people, and it allows people to find themselves in that understanding. And as they do, they become more aware of the better value of themselves than they thought possible. And it isn't just from there. It's from meeting other people that speak of things that you're experiencing and letting you connect with more than just you. And the world has like many views that don't always match if we stay cloistered in one aspect. If we visit many different communities, it gives us a broader sense of who we are. That broader sense of who we are allows us to connect more fully to the presence of what we can be. Everything that we are, it's past now because we've been that. What would you like to be now? Who would you like to be now? All right? Ask those questions. Happy new moon in Aries. That was yesterday. And solar eclipse, because apparently we can't do it just easy. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Know that you're going to meet some challenges. Those challenges you're well equipped for. They're situational. Look for reciprocity in who you decide to be in relationship with. Okay? I wish you many blessings, and I'll see you next week.